Hi, I am back and I am going through it. This week I spent doing something that I needed to do for such a long time, and it was watching movies that were categorized under the what's it called, unhinged girls movies. I have still a lot more to watch, but I watched Girl Interrupted and Black Swan to begin with. I am forever changed, honestly. I feel like there's something specifically about movies that talk about mental health that I've always been really interested in and really attracted to. But specifically when we talk about it from a girl or women's perspective, I think it's always so much more interesting because there's always that extra layer of what it's already being a woman in this world, which is already something that makes you go crazy, okay? I feel like after that, I needed to do some heavy journaling, and that's what I did. I spent the rest of the night just writing on my journal. So I thought, you know what? I want to talk a little bit about my journal. This was such a long introduction to, I want to talk about my journal. This is her in all her glory. And because the year is about to end, I have given myself the task and the unnecessary goal of finishing my journal before the year ends, just because I feel like I want to have the satisfaction of starting a new year with a new blank journal, but I do not want to leave this one incomplete because this is the first time that I've ever actually worked on a journal consistently. I love journaling, but when I'm in the middle, I immediately just feel like I need a new one. I don't know why, I hate it, but that's how I am. And this time I have actually beat the allegations, so I am almost done with her. But I was going through it as I was writing the other day, and I realized how much I have changed during this last year and a couple months, because I started this one on August of 2021. So no, 22, sorry. August of 2022. So it's actually been a little more than a year. And I have done the craziest character progression. Well, not the craziest, but it's been good. I went through a couple mental breakdowns and a lot of realizations before I got to this stage in my life. But I thought I should do something with this because even though it's already therapeutic to just write everything down, I am a creator. I like to create things. I like to make everything into art, and I feel like everything that comes out of me that I have not used into my art is wasted. Is that the right mentality to have? I don't know, but that's the one I got. I thought I should kind of go through my journal and work on some stuff inspired on it, you know what I mean? I started one that I have actually over here, and I'm gonna share with you. It's just the underpainting. Here she is. Let me tell you about her a little bit. This is more like when people talk about manifestation. Now, the way I see that, it's a psychological thing, of course. You put your mind into something, believing that it is real and it is happening, and you will work as something that is happening rather than something you just hope for and it might happen one day. When something is assured, it's different. Now, with this painting, I kind of wanted to reflect that a little bit, but connecting it with the feeling of just wishing for you becoming into that person, because in my particular case I struggle a lot with discipline and with procrastination. So even though I genuinely believe in my goals and I believe that these things will happen, when it comes to making them work and making them happen, then that's when the frustration sets in, and then it's just me just seeing this almost as a dream rather than a reality, because I'm like, well, is this really happening? But I've convinced myself for so long that this is my future that it's just well, it is happening. Does that make sense? This is kind of like what inspired me to start making more work connected to my journals. If I'm honest, I don't treat my journal necessarily like a diary all the time because I don't always write about my day. Unless I had something important happen that day, I just write about reflections of maybe movies I've watched, books I've read, just random passing thoughts. This is mostly just me ranting about life and just debating with myself. Like, imagine if you were in one of those school debates. This is like me writing my my arguments. This is what I journal about. But sometimes I also talk about my favorite shows. Obviously, Gossip Girl's over here. So I see it more of a physical manifestation of my mind. And of course, there has to be a lot of art to be extracted from it. Now, I also have another journal that I use separately for only art purposes, but the thing about being an artist is that you cannot separate the two. You can separate the you that deals with your mental health and your life and your personal thoughts, and then the creator you. You can't do that. So, yeah. I just thought of that today. I don't know why. This should have been an obvious thought, but I'm like, you know what? I should have done this a while ago. Also, another thing is that I am in what might be one of my last books of the year because I have been reading really slowly, and that is What the River Knows. So this story is about a girl from Argentina, and her parents are archaeologists. They travel to Egypt and they live there for half their lives. Then one day she gets a life-changing letter that moves her to want to move to Egypt and figure out the mysteries that surround her parents and what they've been doing there and all of that. So yeah, also I need to show you this. First of all, the cover without the sleeve, and excuse me, this, I'm not even gonna lie, I might like this a little more than the map. It does have a map too. Where is it? It's got a little map too. So yeah, this book's got everything. It's got some tension between our main character and this guy she meets, so you know I am all for that. And I've been loving it a lot, but I am only on page like 30 something, page 39, so I still got a lot to read. I literally just started it. Yeah, it might be my last book of the year, so after I finish this one, I want to do like a little bit of a wrap up for the year and talk about what were my favorite books and kind of like not only talk about them, but kind of like a reflection of why I like them. And you know, of course, it wouldn't be me if I don't try to connect it with art. So yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of a class is in session kind of thing, where we're gonna go through some of those books and see what valuable art lesson or just lesson in life I extracted from it, because yeah, I have to do that kind of thing. I always gotta be dramatic. But yeah, this book has been really good. There's only one thing so far that I don't necessarily love, and it's okay. But obviously the main character, she's from Argentina. Her first language is Spanish, and myself as well. And this is something that always kind of triggers me when I watch TV shows or read books where the main character is supposed to be Spanish speaker or any language. I think they do that with any other language. And it's when they randomly throw in Spanish on accident. They're like, gracias. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, thank you. Come on. We don't do that. Like, I understand struggling to remember a word or two, but there's like so much constant random Spanish words sprinkled into just English conversation. And I feel like it feels very unnatural, and it kind of throws me off a little bit because I am a Spanish speaker, like my first language is Spanish, and nor I or any of my friends have ever done that. So I don't want to invalidate anybody that actually does that, so I don't want to be like nobody does. But in my personal experience, it seems odd and it's a little distracting. Every time that we're speaking English and she's talking about her primas, I'm like, give me your cousin. But that's just me nitpicking. Besides that, I really love it, and I love the combination of different cultures that we're talking about here, because even though she's from Argentina, I'm pretty sure her mom is from Bolivia, and then obviously the story takes place, or most of it at least, for what it seems like, because I'm starting it, it takes place in Egypt, but we're talking about the time where it was still under the British. So there's a lot of cultural / historical topics that are touching the book, and I love that so much. So yeah, I'm very excited about it. Other than that, the other book I just finished, that because these last couple weeks I have not been reading that much, but I did finish reading The Queen's Assassin, and I liked it a lot. I'm not gonna say that I loved it, not for any particular reason, just because, you know, I feel like it didn't wow me, but I liked it, and that's okay. Not everything has to wow me. It is a series though, so it is incomplete, but I liked it. I would say, I think it's like a 3. I'd say it was a 3, because even though I enjoyed the reading, every time I put it down, I didn't really like think much about it again. It's not one of those books that you close it and then you go to bed and you dream about it. It's definitely not, but it's not bad at all. So yeah, I liked it, and I do want to read the next book, so that's also on my list. I'll be honest, I just want to continue painting. I started that painting last night, so today I woke up really excited about working on it again, so I think I might do that first, and I'm gonna watch a movie while I paint. I think I'm gonna watch The Virgin Suicides, just because I am still in my Sofia Coppola thing. Also, last video I realized I butchered her name, because I think I said Sofia Coppola, which like so yeah, Sofia Coppola. I literally googled it after I uploaded the video. Like, why am I like this? I could have googled that before, but it's too late now. I read the book, I didn't love it, but I am gonna watch the movie, and then I'm gonna reread it again. And if I read this book fast, if I finish What the River Knows fast enough, and I have some time in December, I am gonna reread 2 of my Unhinged girly books. 3 actually. You know what? Never mind. We're not gonna do that in December. I'm telling you right now. That's probably gonna be expected for January. I do wanna do it. It's 100% happening, and I am starting that book next. It's next on my list. But yeah, I'm trying to be realistic. I'm not gonna do that by December. You know me. I know me. It's not happening. But I am gonna do my Unhinged girly sesh, because I have been watching all those movies, and I am so ready to go back to reading all those books, and I want to do like a compilation of everything, and then just sit down and talk and make some art together while we discuss what it really is to be unhinged as a girl in this world. Because I feel like we throw that word so easily, and like, what does being unhinged really even mean anymore, you know? Like, you're not crazy because you're going through it, but also you might be a little crazy depending on how you go through it, you know? So yeah, we're gonna sit down and talk a little bit, also discussing how my own journey in mental health has opened my eyes to make me realize what it really means like to be a girl in this world. Yeah. Let's see. So according to my book journal, I've read over 20 books. I'm not even gonna finish counting it. I'm gonna do another day, we're gonna talk about that. But out of my books that I have read this year, I did highlight my tops of the year. So pink highlight is because they were my favorites of the list. And I've got Babel, The Stolen Heir, Flamenca, Half a Soul, Count of Monte Cristo. Lisa. I highlighted Count of Monte Cristo, but I haven't even finished it. I think I was trying to gaslight myself. Did I think maybe that would make me finish it? Count of Monte Cristo, forget her, because I haven't finished her, but I did like what I was reading so far. Frankenstein, Emma, Crime and Punishment. Frankenstein was not highlighted, but I just decided it should have. So we're live editing right now this list. And A Course for True Love. Okay, where's my highlighter? We gotta fix this. Who did this? Who wrote this list? Okay. Also, another book that I read recently was the Selected Poems of Emily Dickinson. I've had this little book forever and I had not got into it because I hate to say this because I really want to be a poetry girly, but I am not, sadly. I really want it to be because I love the aesthetic of poetry, but I am not gonna lie to you. I am not a fan of poetry, but I am always open to trying something new that might change my mind. I am never close to the idea that I just don't like a genre and I'm never gonna read it, because I think that's not the right way to go at it, in my personal opinion. But yeah, for now, I just haven't found that poetry or book or whatever that has touched my heart. The way that I would describe the way this one felt is like I was reading somebody else's journal, but I was reading about things that didn't really talk to me. It felt really specific in some of them, like specific situations that are not necessarily relatable, but I did highlight a couple. So let's see. So I highlighted A Precious Moldering Pleasure Tease, Before I Got My Eye Put Out, The Brain is Wider Than the Sky, A Light Exists in Spring, and I Meant to Have But Modest Needs. Those were the ones that I would say I liked the most, but I was a little bit disappointed. I even thought about, after reading this book, picking my favorite poems and trying to make some of them into paintings inspired on something similar to the old greats of the past that used to illustrate their favorite poetries and novels, but I did not really feel like any of them moved me enough to actually create something anyways. So it was a nice, quick, easy little read, but honestly, after I closed this book, I feel like I immediately forgot everything I read. Like there was nothing that really stuck to me, and yeah, it was still, I'm just looking for that book because I also read some of the poems by Rumi, and I would say there were a couple more that actually I feel like were beautiful, but out of a whole book, I could have picked like maybe 5. So I just think it's that. I just think that I don't really connect with poetry as much as a lot of people do, which is okay. It's just a different taste, but I am open to any recommendations and I will always keep trying to read something new and try to find something new. So yeah, I kind of just wanted to let you know what I've been reading recently, some of the ones that I really enjoyed and some of the ones that I didn't really enjoy. I've also been working on a painting that I am so excited to share with you. And it's these owls that I painted, I think just a couple days ago. I really wanted to experiment with collaging, as I mentioned previously, and this one is very barely any collaging because all I did was stick a little bow at the end. I loved painting kind of like a frame into it, and I think I'm gonna start implementing that a little more in my art. I've been for a while trying to find something new to add that makes it feel a little more personalized to me. I do try to make art that feels genuine, but I always like to add something that is like a touch that I think, oh, all of my paintings have this. I like that feeling of having something, I wouldn't say collectible, but like that, where it all belongs together. So I think maybe painting frames on the painting as part of it will be my thing for a while until I decided that it's not. I did these little owls because I am trying to do a little bit of a collection of animals. I think that when it comes to these, I don't want to say coquettes because I don't know if that's exactly this style, but these cute vibes going on lately, I am such a fan. And I think animals, cute little critters of the forest, are the perfect way to show that style. And with these, I'm not really going for anything deep. There's not like a story to these little guys. It's just cute because I believe that art can be both meaningful or just for beauty, and this one is a perfect example of something that I made just for beauty because I thought they were cute. So yeah, these are my little owls, and I will be making prints of them soon. I will notify on all of my social media when I do, but for now it's just the original, and I will have them up on my shop soon. So yeah, I hope you like them. I hope you enjoy watching the process. And I think I'm gonna go study. Well, no, I think I'm gonna go start that painting first of the wish, and then I'm gonna go study. So see you later.